Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Madison and I am a professional makeup artist in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am so excited to be sharing some of my makeup artist kit must-haves with you today. I have a great assortment of products that I'm really excited to share with you, and I'm not really going into product-specific or tool-specific items today. I'm really going to be talking about things for your kit, like actual things that you want to put in your kit that are going to make a big difference for you. And I'm really excited about this because I love consuming this kind of content, and I think that these type of videos really bond those of us in the beauty space. I think being a beauty business owner is such a fun environment to be in, and it's really great to connect with others in the beauty space, and I would love to have you as part of my community so we can help grow each other and grow each other's businesses. These items that I'm sharing with you today are really going to impact anybody in the beauty space. I think these are going to be really valuable items that you can get on Amazon. They're accessible, they're affordable, and I think that you guys are really going to enjoy it. I am planning on sharing some more tool-specific things in the future. I've curated a bunch of really great tools, such as like beauty blender knockoffs and specific tools that make a big impact on my actual application. So I'm excited to do that video for y'all in the future. But today we are going to talk about the actual kit, the actual, packaging of everything and how you're transporting your business around. If you are a freelance makeup artist like I am, then this video is for you, and I'm so excited that you are here today. If y'all do choose to shop any of the items that I share with you today, please use the Amazon links that I provide in the description box below. You don't have to, of course, but if you do choose to support my channel, that means a lot to me. Shopping through those links, they are commission links, and it does enable me to do what I love and enable me to keep making these kind of videos, and it doesn't affect anything on your end. So if you do choose to shop through my commission links, thank you so much. First thing first, I'm going to share with you guys the actual kit. And this kit I just got in. I'm so excited. It's actually my second one. I've purchased a couple of these kind of kits on Amazon before. These are super popular on Amazon. They're super popular on YouTube as far as a what's in my kit style video. You see a lot of people use this style kit. And for good reason. They're super functional. They're really practical. They're a great size. But the reason why I really wanted to include that in today's video is because there's a lot of bad ones on Amazon. I've purchased a bunch, I've returned a bunch, so I know what I'm talking about. I have been the guinea pig for y'all, and this is the one you want, the specific kit that I'm gonna link below. And the reason why you want this one is because it has the most functional and practical storage options in it. So there is a top compartment on this bad boy that opens up like so. This kit is the extra large size. I like this size. I think that this is the best for me and for what I do as a freelance artist. I do all types of freelance, but I definitely specialize in bridal, and I think that this is a great size for that. I love the top handle. This thing is so sturdy. You can actually adjust the straps on the back to be a backpack, or you can use it as a crossbody. You can slip it through your luggage or trolley here. So I really, really love this one. Like I said, I've used a couple of them. I've ordered a few of them, and I can do a side-by-side comparison if y'all want to see the different kits that are available on Amazon. I know that so many artists are looking to get the best kit for the best price, and Amazon seems to be the most practical option, but you do have to be careful with which ones you're buying, and I wanted to make sure that I shared this with y'all because it was harder for me to track down than you would think. I had to go through several to find the right one, and if you watch a lot of these videos on YouTube, then you know that this style kit is very popular. So if you guys want to see a side-by-side comparison, let me know. I'm happy to show you the different kinds of kits and what the different compartment options are. This is the one you want. This is the best one. This particular version of this kit is so special because there are so many secret compartments and great storage options, and the entire kit is functional. There are other versions of this kit on Amazon that are more affordable and less functional. The more affordable options look as though they're going to have the same amount of space. However, they don't, because by the time you start filling all of the compartments, it makes other compartments unusable. This is the the one you want. This one is super functional. There's so many storage compartments in here. It's a great size and it's very, very convenient. I love this kit. I'm so excited to be using this kit, and I really think that y'all are gonna enjoy it as well. So that kit is my main kit. That's my main compartment where I keep the majority of my products. But I do carry around a trolley with me as well that I have extra items and more products that I need in addition to just the makeup items that are in that kit. And my favorite way to carry these items are in clear packaging. So I love using these clear bags. This is very similar to the bags that you can get at Zuka, but these are super affordable, and I love the plastic because you can see through it, you can easily wipe it down, keep it really sanitary, and I just find that these are the most convenient for my kit, and you can switch them out and change out the items in there depending how your business evolves and how the items in your kit evolve. This part might seem really boring to some people, but the packaging and the clear containers are some of my favorite stuff to hunt down for my kit. I find this part to be so satisfying. I love organizing. I think this is one of the most fun parts of having a kit, is actually organizing and curating a very functional operation for yourself. And the thing about these packagings is that they actually get very, very expensive. Buying clear bags sounds very easy. It sounds very obvious and very simple. You can just buy clear bags, right? But no, it's not as easy as you think, because you need ones that are gonna be functional, ones that are gonna hold up and be very strong and sturdy and durable. And let me tell you, these kind of packagings get very expensive. When you're buying these clear packaging and clear bags for storage, it gets very, very, very pricey. I don't know why some people can charge an arm and a leg for this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna link some below that are affordable and that I really enjoy myself. I really love having smaller ones. So this is a kit I recently purchased, and I really like these because it comes with so many of these smaller bags. And I find that I always need these little ones for things like eyeliners and lip gloss, and maybe even if I'm dividing up the items that I'm using for different clients. So for example, I'll package up brushes in one for my first wedding, and then I'll package up clean brushes in a different one for my second wedding. Or maybe I will even divide them up by bridesmaid. If you see a lot of regular clientele, these are really great to actually label each client and what their products are, so that way you can keep theirs separated and you don't have to worry about double dipping because that's designated for that particular client. There's a lot of really great uses for these clear packaging, and I find that the clear is always the best way to go for me to stay organized and find my tools. And like I said, this plastic just wipes down the easiest. And I really think it's important to find packaging that's gonna work well for you, because it allows you to stay organized, look professional. You can work quicker when you can find your products and you actually know where everything is. I highly recommend these, and you have to be so careful, like I said, when shopping for plastic bags, because for some reason, some of them are super dinky and super expensive, and it just drives me up the wall. Speaking of organization, the next item I'm sharing with you really isn't makeup artist specific. I think everyone can use this, but if you're a makeup artist, then you need this, and that is a label maker. This one specifically is a P-Touch. I've always had a really good experience with P-Touch. There's a bunch of different label makers on the market. There's smaller ones, there's bigger ones. I like this one a lot because it has the full alphabet on it, which I just find to be a lot easier. I'm constantly making new labels, and I don't just use this in my freelance kit, but I use it around my home to organize my house and to organize my kitchen and my medicine cabinet and my beauty room that we're in right now. So I utilize this a ton, and this one I really, really like. This one is really user-friendly. I find that there's enough options on here for me to customize the labels that I need, but there's not so many bells and whistles that I get confused and it's a pain in the butt. The cut options on here is really great. The size options, the font options, everything is really, really great on this one. I've used a bunch of different label makers, but I really enjoy this particular model. And I also recommend getting your cassette refills on Amazon as well. So this is the actual printer, like label labels. So you actually want to get these on Amazon too, because these get really expensive in office supply stores. I don't know why, but like Staples and Office Max and all those places can charge a lot of money for stuff that you can just get on Amazon for a lot more affordable. So your P-Touch just opens up and your little ribbon cassette goes in there. Like I said, there's a ton of different label makers, but if you haven't used a label maker yet and you like organizing, y'all need to get one of these, because this is like a game changer for me. I label everything in my house and I absolutely love it. And I get compliments on it all the time when people come over. It just makes your life so much more organized and easier. And people are always like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I can find everything and everything's so organized. I should do this to my house. And I'm like, you should do this to your house. Being an organized artist not only is so much more professional and so much more reassuring to your clients, but it allows you to be a lot more efficient and to get more bang for your buck. So I label literally everything in my kit, and this does allow you to be quicker. It allows you to be seen as a professional, and when you can utilize your space and find your tools quicker and easier, it's going to allow you to make more money in less time. If you can do more clients in less amount of time, that means you can take on more clients. This is very important. There's a lot of little things that you can do with your kit that are kind of little secrets to making you a more successful, more professional artist. And I really think that labeling your products makes a huge difference. Next, I want to talk about disposables. And I think disposables are one of the most important things for every artist to have on hand. And I do think having a plethora of disposables is very important. I don't want to go into a lot of tools today because I'm going to save that for a different video, but I do think disposables is something that we should mention, because there are so many disposables on the internet and they are not all created equally. So I'm going to be sharing my favorite ones and which ones I carry and which ones I think you guys should carry. Disposables are obviously a must-have. I'm not even going to go into why. If you don't know why, then you shouldn't be here, because you're not a makeup artist if you're not using disposables. This is so important, again, for being seen as a professional and for keeping costs down. Disposables can get very, very, very expensive, like ridiculously expensive, and they're not all created equally. These are the doe foot applicators that I like to use. Honestly, out of all the disposables, I probably use these the least. I do use these as spatulas occasionally for dipping into products. I usually use like a stainless steel spatula for that. Occasionally I will use these. I also will use this as a lip wand. I usually use brushes for that, but you can also pop these in your touch-up kits if you need clients to be able to apply their own lip product. And I've also used these to apply some adhesive onto the lash band. So actually putting your adhesive on the tip and then running that into the inner eye area. So there's a few different uses for these. I like these because they're dense, and there are certain situations that you need a more dense tool for. The next disposables I recently added to my kit are these cute little tiny brushes. These are oh so teeny tiny. I love that they come with a little cover on each individual one, because that allows you to keep it protected and safe so that the little fibers and bristles don't get all messed up. These are really handy for eyelash adhesive, eyeliner, any graphic work, and even liquid lipstick. I use this for any detail work, and one of the biggest reasons why I love this is it's cut down my cleaning time. I used to use brushes for anything and everything. I always preferred using brushes over disposables, but I found that I was spending so much time cleaning and disinfecting and working products out that it actually ended up taking me longer than utilizing some disposables. So I definitely recommend adding these to your kit and see how you can utilize them. I love using these for liner because they're so tiny. It allows me to really get in the lash line and not have to worry about cleaning off my palette and not have to worry about as much sanitation. So this is a really loved tool. Next we have spoolies, and spoolies, I pretty much only use these for lashes and eyebrows. I use these on men, I use them on women, I use them clean, and I use them with product on them. My biggest suggestion with spoolies is making sure you get colored ones so you can actually see when you have the product on there. You'd be surprised how big of a difference it makes using a black spoolie opposed to one that you can actually see the product on the wand. I didn't think it was gonna make that big of a difference until I started doing it. and now I like can't function with a black spoolie. So buying the colored spoolies, like I said, primarily for mascaras, but I do use them for brows, and I do give clean ones to my clients pretty often because they like to use them to organize and comb through their lashes, especially if they're doing false lashes or lash extensions. And I also really like using these with hairspray on the hairline if you're trying to control any flyaways or frizz. These are really helpful for that too. And last but not least, this one's probably the most obvious disposable, is a cotton swab. I do use Q-tips in my kit, but I really enjoy these little pointy ones as well, primarily for when I'm cleaning up the eye area, if I'm doing any sort of wing, or if I'm trying to get into the inner corner and do any detail work like that. I use these a lot with makeup remover, so I will actually screw off my makeup remover, dip it in, and use it on the client, and then I just use a fresh Q-tip every time. I really like that because it allows me to actually dip into my product, and as a makeup artist, we don't get to dip into products very often. We're usually moving things from the product container to a plain palette and working off the palette. So any products that allow, or any tools that allow me to use the product directly, I really enjoy. Let's talk about what we keep our disposables in. So this is a new find for me, and I really love this one because it fits my disposables perfectly. So the size of the disposable fits in here. I love this. I used to use a bunch of different storage containers from Michael's, Joann's. I would go to Hobby Lobby. I've even used tackle boxes from like Sportsman's Warehouse, like fisherman tackle boxes. There's a bunch of different places you can get stuff like this, but this one is my favorite that I've ever gotten because it is so sleek and small, and it fits my disposables perfectly. So here I have all my disposables in there. They fit so well. There's not a lot of wasted space in here. It fits the exact amount that I need. It's not too big, it's not too small. I fill this before each job and then I work my way through it. So in mine, I have my Q-tips, my cotton swabs, my doe foot applicators, my eyeliner wands, my spoolies, and then I have some little hair clips here as well. So I really love this. Labeled it disposables. This is so handy, and if you don't have something like this in your kit, you need to implement something like this. I used to use like bags full of just like Q-tips or whatever, and this has made a huge difference. All right, let's talk about kit condensing. Now, kit condensing is a huge topic on the internet. There are whole Instagram pages dedicated to this, and what I'm talking about is depotting and decanning your product. So actually moving the product from your full-size packaging to a little packaging. So I'm talking about taking a full-size foundation and putting it in your little tiny packaging and popping a label on it and working out of these in your kit. Obviously, this is a huge size difference. What we're talking about here is not just size, but we're talking about weight. We're talking about how many products you can physically fit on your person. This is gonna make a big difference on if you are a traveling freelancer like I am. I'm constantly going up and down stairs, hotel hopping from place to place, trying to go from client's room to client's room. And with all of that movement, it is very heavy, very exhausting, and you wanna be able to carry as much product as possible without weighing you down. Kit condensing is also going to enable you to find packaging that is a little bit more efficient for you. So I love using packaging that has pumps, anything in a squeeze tube. This is great because you can buy products that you really like for your kit that maybe don't have the best packaging, and you can put it in here. This also allows your kit to look a lot more organized, a lot more cohesive, and that's just more aesthetic for a client to see. If you're trying to portray yourself as a professional and you want to look the best in your client's eyes, having an aesthetic clean kit is going to make a big difference. And I really just love the ability to have more products without taking up as much space. So the two packaging that I'm going to share with y'all today is a vacuum airless pump and a little tiny squeeze tube. These two are really exciting because they fit perfectly in that kit that I showed y'all. So these are gonna be able to sit standing up without spilling or making a mess in your kit, and you can fit a bunch all organized inside of that kit. As business owners, as freelancers, keeping costs down and keeping your kit efficient and professional and safe and sanitary, and avoiding things like losses such as broken or damaged items or leaking and wasting product, all of that affects your business and affects your gross profit. So making sure that you take extra little steps like this to increase your profit at the end of the year is gonna add up. These vacuum airless pumps are really popular on the internet, but you wanna make sure you get these ones that are going to not only fit in your kit, but are going to be the lowest cost. I've seen a lot of these on the internet that are just way overpriced. Make sure that you are getting these for a budget-friendly price because I don't find that you can reuse them. Now, technically, like when you read the descriptions of everything, it says that you can reuse them and you can clean them, but I will tell you from personal experience, trying to clean these is not only like next to impossible, but it's just very, very difficult. It takes a long time to clean them out. I've tried running them through the dishwasher. I've tried doing it by hand. It's just almost impossible to get them looking this clean and brand new again. When you're maintaining a professional kit, you don't want things to look almost clean. Like it needs to look beautiful and perfect to be in your kit. At least that's the expectation that I set for me and my business. So I suggest getting the affordable ones that are, you know, they're gonna work, but you can go ahead and toss them when you use all the foundation in it, unless you're gonna refill it with the same foundation. But as far as like cleaning it and starting fresh, I don't think it's gonna happen. So this one I really love. It's super easy to use, really easy to fill up the first time, and it is a vacuum sealed airless pump, which means that as you pump the product, the bottom is gonna come up. You're not gonna waste product. It's gonna be super clean, super sanitary, very user friendly. You're gonna look like a professional. I love having a pump on my products. It allows me to utilize less product. It allows me to waste less product, and it allows me to move a lot quicker, and it's just easier to stay sanitary. You grab what you need, you pump it out on your pallet, you use it, set it aside. If you need another pump later, you can just grab it and add another pump. It's super easy, and I find that this airless packaging works very, very, very well, and I'm not sitting there pumping an old product that's half empty trying to get the rest out. And I hate carrying around something like this when there's only this much product in there. This not only is taking up valuable space, but it's taking up space that I could use with other products that would allow me to make more money. The next packaging I'm gonna share with you are these little squeeze tube bottles. Now, I have seen people use these for foundation. I don't like these for foundation personally. I just find that the frosted plastic doesn't represent the color as well as like a clear plastic does. The airless pump is clear, so I can easily see the color of the product on the inside, whereas the squeeze tube is a little bit more frosted, so it's harder to see. So I didn't think that this worked well for foundation, simply for the fact that I just couldn't see the color as well. And I also just prefer a pump for foundation. But what I do really like these for are my prep products. So I keep an illuminizer, I keep a mattifier, a moisturizer, a primer. Those kind of products are really great in here. Pop a label on it, you just squeeze it out. And I find that these products you go through quickly because you can use them on everybody. These airless pumps are a little bit easier to fill because you can actually just screw off the whole lid and pump in there. Whereas the squeeze tubes, the hole is a little smaller. So it's a little harder to fill these. But if you're using a squeeze tube product to fill the squeeze tube, that works out pretty well, like with your primers and moisturizers and things like that. I personally prefer a squeeze tube for skincare products. So I like squeezing this primer out onto my palette, but I wouldn't want to do that with foundation. So I like foundation best for the pumps, and I like skincare best for the squeeze bottles. Every artist is gonna have a different method to their madness, so it might take some trial and error for you to find which packaging works for you. It definitely took me several goes before I knew what was gonna work the best for me moving forward, and I did have to experiment. I would have to fill up different packaging, use it on a job, and then come home and evaluate, was that the right idea? Do I need to try something different? You might have to go through that full process on your own as well, but after all that trial and error, these are the two that I'm really happy with. The more that you can eliminate the error on the trial side, the more money you're gonna get to keep in your pocket. So that's my suggestion for y'all. That's what I recommend. And finding packaging that's gonna make you more efficient isn't necessarily gonna make you a better artist. It might make you quicker, it might make you seem more professional, but what it is gonna allow you to do is to not buy products based on their packaging. And that's really important, that you're buying products that are really going to work the best for you in your artistry technique. We don't want packaging to be the reason why we are buying products for our kids. We wanna be buying the products for our kids that are gonna make us the best artist possible, and eliminating the packaging concern and eliminating that kind of restriction on what type of products we're buying for our kit is gonna make you a better artist. The next item I'm gonna share with y'all are my black Salon Towels. So I do purchase Salon Towels off of Amazon, and Salon Towels are black towels that are bleach proof. So this is what hairstylists use in a salon. And while I'm not a hairstylist, I'm not a cosmetologist, I do really enjoy having black towels for my kit, not just for laying down on the table and to have a clean sanitary station to work off of, but these also don't get stained when I'm cleaning so much. So I do clean and sanitize my kit very often. Makeup does stain, so having a towel that at least looks aesthetic is nice to have. I used to just use white towels and they would get stained, and I would use them anyways because I'm like, I know they're clean, they're bleached, but you know, something just sleek and black that doesn't look stained is definitely more aesthetic and more professional. And these are really handy. I mean, I use them all the time. I just love using mine for my kit, for my station. Everything's cohesive. It's just a handy thing to have. And the last item I'm gonna share with y'all today is your lighting. I use a ring light when I go on set. I do carry this ring light with me everywhere I go. You never know what kind of lighting situation you're gonna be in as an artist, and lighting greatly affects your ability to create art. So I do have to carry light with me. I know some artists don't do this, but I really find that not having proper lighting really affects my ability to do my job. So I highly recommend lighting. If you don't need it, leave it in the car. It's just always good to have. And the reason why I recommend Amazon lighting is because it is so much more affordable than a lot of the other glam lights that are available on the market. And I have worked personally with a lot of different lighting companies. I have been sponsored by lighting companies before, and some lighting is so expensive. Like, it is, I mean, we're talking like thousands of dollars for your lighting systems, and your lighting system needs to be mobile. You have to be able to move with this product if you're a freelancer, and it needs to be something that you are going to be very functional and familiar with. But I also think that keeping costs down is really important, especially if you're still just starting out and getting established in your career. We don't want bad lighting to be the reason why we don't do a good job and provide our client with the best experience, but we also don't want the high price of lighting to prevent you from having good lighting on set. So I really recommend Amazon lighting. You can try it out, bring it home, use it in your studio, whatever you gotta do. You can return it if it doesn't work out. Find something that is a good balance of price for you. The lighting that I use is kind of a middle ground lighting system. I do use a ring light, and this one's not the most affordable, but it's not the most expensive either. It's kind of the nice sweet spot for me. I didn't want to take my big investment light with me. I do have a nicer, more expensive lighting system that I keep here in the studio, but as far as being mobile, I didn't want to take my big expensive light, drop it down the stairs at St. Regis Hotel, and then there goes my investment. I do like this one a lot. I find that it performs really well without having to sacrifice on price, and I really like using a ring light because I find that clients are very gravitated towards a ring light. There are other lighting systems that maybe even work better than a ring light depending on where you're standing, but I really enjoy a ring light because the clients kind of get excited about taking selfies in a ring light. It's something that's kind of trendy and fun for them. There are other lighting systems that have kind of arms that stick out that allow you to manipulate the shape of the light. I do like using a ring light. I have other lights that I use here in the studio. I could definitely film a video or share with you guys the kind of like lighting systems that I use for filming YouTube videos or what I use on clients at home if you guys are interested in that. One thing that I do think is really important with your lighting system system is find one that has a great carrying case with it. That might seem silly, but a lot of lighting systems are kind of obscure shapes and sizes, so it might be hard for you to find a bag that will carry it later on if you don't originally purchase it with the bag. I have done that before where I've bought lighting systems with the intent on using that as a freelancer, and I just can't figure out a way to bring it with me. So I do like that this particular light comes with the big bag, and it does come with a crossbody strap, so this is definitely easier to carry around with me. My goal with this type of content is to be able to create a community of beauty business owners that are supporting one another and are helping each other to be successful in this industry. I love being a part of the beauty industry. I love being a makeup artist, and I love doing YouTube. So I'm excited to kind of bring all of this together and create this type of content for y'all. And I'm really excited to share more with you about my life as a makeup artist, more about, you know, my kit must-haves, how I organize my kit, how I take care of my kit, how I built my brand, how I built my YouTube channel. These are the kind of videos that I'm looking forward to creating for y'all, and I hope you guys are excited to see that type of video as well. So if you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my community, and I will see y'all in my next video. Mwah!